Hi, Bella. Thank you so much for asking about my breast cancer journey. It's kind of a zesty story. So, I went for my first ever mammogram last May, and it was in that first mammogram that they found cancer. I am 48, and so I should have had my first mammogram at around 40, but I was busy. I put it off. I did, what everyone does, and then COVID happened and other things happened, and I just never got around to it. So when it was last spring, I realized I needed to do this. For some reason, I had a nagging feeling that I needed to get my mammogram, and I'm so glad I did. So, got the mammogram, and in the mammogram, they said, the doctor looked at the image and said, yeah, we want to schedule you for a diagnostic mammogram because there's some areas here that look a little bit funky. So I said, okay. And I didn't think anything of it because breast cancer doesn't run in my family. So I thought, oh, it's no big deal. I have weird spots. It's fine. So in the diagnostic mammogram, where they do, a traditional mammogram and they pair it with an ultrasound, they found a spot. And as soon as I saw it on the ultrasound, because I've seen a few ultrasounds of my doggies through the years, I was like, oh, that does not look good. And so the doctor came in and said, yeah, we're going to need to biopsy that spot. So a couple weeks after that, I had a biopsy and it turned out to be cancer. They just called me over the phone and said, yeah, so it's malignant. And that's a pretty weird moment. But I tried to take it in stride and remain positive and think, let's just keep going. So then I had an MRI and they found a second spot in the same breast. And basically, there were a bunch of other tests that we did. The most interesting one was a test to determine whether or not I would need chemotherapy. And that test was called Oncotype. So I'm getting ahead of myself. But after they knew it was cancer for sure, then I had a lumpectomy and they took all the cells out. Then I did chemo and radiation, and it was not that bad. I was so lucky. My cancer was stage 1. It had not spread to my lymph nodes. And even though my cancer was an aggressive type, the size was very, very small. So they were able to get that out. And now I'm all done with chemo and radiation. I cold capped. So I kept about 50% of my hair, and I tolerated both chemo and radiation pretty well. And now I'm just taking tamoxifen, and I will be closely monitored for the next 5 years to see if the breast cancer comes back. So the moral of the story is get your mammogram when you should, and keep getting them and keep staying vigilant. Hope that helps you.